29 FBI agents showed up at my home, pounded on the door. I opened the door to, pointed automatic weapons. I was handcuffed. There were, 17 vehicles in the street with their lights on. They terrorized my wife and my dogs. They executed a search warrant to search the premises. And CNN was present. So clearly CNN was tipped off prior to my arrest.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a world exclusive. Infowars.com reporter, patriot, former chief advisor to Donald Trump, Roger Stone was SWAT teamed raided in a disgusting act of police state theater by the now politicized arm of the deep state, the FBI, in a pre-dawn raid that CNN, of course, had been tipped off to, with the reporter lying on TV like a Cheshire cat saying that he hadn't been. Well, Roger Stone last night predicted to me, he said, I think they're coming for me tomorrow. He said, I can just feel it. I can see it, all the preparation, everything. And he sent me a text message saying they're preparing to move in for the kill. And boy, was he right. So Roger Stone exclusively joins us. This is the first interview, world exclusive, right now. He just bonded out about 30 minutes ago, world exclusive. Roger, thanks for joining us. And you've got the floor, obviously, for this segment and the next. And please lay it out.
Alex, I can say I've had better moments, better mornings, shall we say.
Where should we start with how you were able to predict this last night over the phone? What happened this morning? What happened once they got into your house? And then what happened once you were in jail? And then what unfolded after that?
Well, the important thing, I think, off the bat is that after a 2-year investigation, none of these charges relate to Russian collusion or WikiLeaks collaboration or any other illegal act connected to the 2016 election. Misleading the Congress in my testimony on matters that are really immaterial and in which there is no intent. Any error I did make would have been inconsequential and it would have been inadvertent. Secondarily, there are false charges of witness intimidation. This is a politically motivated result. And what's particularly galling is the fact that the special counsel put out a press release prior to notifying my attorneys that I would be charged. And this morning, completely unnecessarily, 29 FBI.
Roger, you're obviously getting a lot of calls on that phone. It's breaking up. Start over. You're saying 29 FBI?
Terrorized not only my wife, but my dogs.
Please describe what happened because your phone's been breaking up. Repeat, you said 29?
29 FBI agents showed up at my home, pounded on the door. I opened the door to, pointed automatic weapons. I was handcuffed. There were, 17 vehicles in the street with their lights on. They terrorized my wife and my dogs. They executed a search warrant to search the premises. And CNN was present. So clearly CNN was tipped off prior to my arrest.
Unbelievable world exclusive, Roger. We're going to go to break in a moment and come back and let you walk through what happened after that. But the idea of 29 armed men in a pre-dawn raid, these are the same Democratic Party-run FBI that say that MS-13 are God's children and none of them should be checked coming across the border. But you, a man with no criminal record who's worked for multiple administrations, you get a El Chapo-level raid.
Well, clearly they could have just contacted my attorneys and I would have voluntarily turned myself in. I was then taken to the FBI facility where I was fingerprinted. The FBI was extraordinarily courteous. I had no complaints with them. You know, it was unnecessary. It was meant to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. You know, I now obviously will be arraigned in D.C. sometime next week. And then I intend to vigorously fight the charges because they are false.
Roger, stay right there. Back in 60 seconds. This is the time for listeners to spread the word. Everyone they know. World exclusive. Let this man speak. Ladies and gentlemen, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reporters are queued up in Florida outside the courthouse trying to get an interview with Roger Stone. Well, he's here exclusively, global exclusive. And he's going to make them wait while literally hundreds and hundreds more pile up. One of the biggest press conferences in history. Pre-dawn raid, 29 armed paramilitary pointing guns at him and his wife, his dogs. He peacefully came to the door. He told me last night he thought they were coming in for the kill. I've released that text message. It's on Infowars.com. You're going to get to hear from him now in this segment and the next, and then he'll go out and face the circling sharks. Roger, because your phone was breaking up earlier, repeat what happened again, because it was clear during the break. Repeat exactly what happened this morning, and then move through what's really happened with this indictment. Clearly, they're getting ready to move on Trump next, and where you see all this going and how they're trying to bankrupt you as well, because people now need to understand how serious this is and donate to your defense fund. So, Roger, walk through it, please.
Sure. At approximately the crack of dawn, around just before 6 a.m., 29 FBI agents with 17 vehicles with all of their lights flashing pounded on the door, woke my wife and I up. I came to the door. They were pointing weapons at me, demanding that I open the door. The door has a window. I did. They took me outside where I was handcuffed. And then they went upstairs to find my wife. They scared the daylights out of her and the dogs. They asked me if I had any weapons in the home. I do not. They allowed me to dress, and then I was taken to the FBI processing facility in Miami-Dade County, where I was fingerprinted. And the FBI was exceedingly courteous, I want to say, and they treated me very well. Then I was taken from there to the federal courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, where I had to go to a bond hearing wearing shackles, hands and feet. No cameras were allowed in the proceeding. A representative from the special counsel's office and the U.S. Attorney's office and my attorneys jointly agreed to a $250,000 bond, for which I will be released. I had to wait for, in a holding cell for processing, and I have now just come out. It is, as you know, Alex, they have attempted to destroy me financially prior to this so that hopefully they would like me to plead guilty to charges that are completely bogus. There's no Russian collusion. There's no WikiLeaks collaboration. There's no allegation that I received anything from WikiLeaks or Julian Assange or anyone else. Down to alleged false statements to the Congress. And I contest all of them. And my testimony would be honest mistakes of memory, and they would be immaterial. They would be inconsequential. It's a political, I think it's a politically motivated.
Well, Roger, I've talked to a lot of national members. I've talked to a lot of national members of the press today who are just flabbergasted right now because they've read the indictment, and you have Randy Credico saying he was talking to Assange and that he was the go-between. I remember back at the time this being discussed, you said you knew a talk show host that knew lawyers from WikiLeaks. Everybody was trying to talk to WikiLeaks. So again, we've talked about this a million times. This is making journalism illegal. And if the press doesn't circle the wagons and see how dangerous this is, it's insane. And now, as you know, I've got Washington Times, Washington Post, AP, all these reports about witness and special counsel probe, former Stone associate, collected payments from InfoWars through job Stone arranged. I have my phone ringing off the hook saying, did you make the hush money? Are you going to prison? So now employing people and then giving them a severance pay that's in their contract, because that's what he wanted to work here. He made a pretty good deal for himself, but I had to let him go because I didn't like his writing anymore. It just wasn't accurate. Corsi now admits, okay, it was severance pay. Earlier he was saying, actually, it was something else. But the point is, they're now moving on to me and my father. And my spidey sense tells me they mean to move on us to take InfoWars out and to take any support for the president out because they know we got President Trump elected.
Now, Alex, look, you're absolutely right. It's an absurdity. They've tried to hurt my position there at InfoWars. They've made false allegations regarding your compensation to Jerry Corsi. Yet none of that is reflected in the charges brought today. These charges are thin, to say the least, but they seek to destroy me. I need people to go to stonedefensefund.com now. I really need people's help because I'm going to be facing a trial in the District of Columbia, and I intend to fight for my life. There's no circumstance under which I would plead guilty to these charges. There's no circumstance in which I would bear false witness against the president. Just not going to do that.
Roger, I want to get into some news with you here, and we go to break, come back for a few minutes, and go to that huge press conference. But most of them are the enemy, and they're going to try to edit things out of context. So this is really your chance to have long form talk about the reality of what's unfolded here. But the president a few months ago said you have a lot of courage, and it's good to hear that you won't lie for them. He also has pointed out this is the greatest witch hunt in history. And, of course, there's no Russia collusion, no Russia nothing. They're saying that you lied to Congress, that you didn't directly talk to Assange. Well, I mean, this is just the most insane crap ever. And this is all they've got. It's just crazy, and it never seems to end. So what does the president need to do? Mueller is this power to himself on tarmacs with uranium. Uranium won the Clintons billions of dollars, hundreds of millions for the uranium. They're all on these boards with Russian companies. Mueller is. And then meanwhile, you have no Russia connection, and you just bonded out for $250,000 and are facing many years in prison. I mean, this is cartoonish. This is beyond a witch hunt. It's an inquisition.
Well, and if people want to know exactly what's going on, if they want to see my full statement, if they want to keep up to date on what's going on, they should keep focused on InfoWars, because we will bring the whole story, the whole truth, unlike CNN and some of the censored, or I should say controlled corporate media.
Roger, there's a lot of points to make here in a limited time we have. What do you expect to come next in the witch hunt? You've been pretty accurate at guessing who's coming next. It looks like they're expanding the witch hunt, not contracting it, while telling the president that he's not the target when the internal documents show he is the target.
Yeah, I still believe that is the bottom line. My attorneys have not yet had conversations with the special counsel. As you know, prior to my arrest this morning, we had no contact at all. So we have to wait and see. I would predict that they want me to bear false witness against the president. I'm just telling you, that's something I'm not going to be pressured into doing. As long as I have a breath in my body and $1 to pay a lawyer, I'm going to fight. I will fight. I will not quit.
What is your statement to the president? He's undoubtedly going to be watching this, or is watching it. This is top linked on drudgereport.com. What do you want to say to the president?
Once again, there is no evidence of Russian collusion, WikiLeaks collaboration, and I'm not charged with doing anything inappropriate or illegal to assist in his election, even though I think I'm being persecuted for being a 40-year friend and supporter of his.
Now, Roger, we're told now there's over 500 reporters waiting for you. Let's let them keep waiting like the president does and build this up, because they can't stand you're here unedited live. We're going to break, do 5 more minutes with us on the other side, and I'll let you talk to your lawyers, then get out there to the crowd and hopefully get a cough drop, because I know you haven't had a lot of sleep and you're exhausted and you've been there with the FBI. But you said the FBI were very cordial. That's the good cop. The FBI SWAT team that came to the house and pointed guns at you, they terrorized you. And this has got a lot of law enforcement I know, including federal law enforcement, who are good guys, calling me saying they're so disgusted right now.
And look, every attorney I know who has read this indictment and been in touch with my lawyers think it is a joke. They think it is thin, to say the least.
When we come back, let's specifically get into how you felt terrorized, and then let's get into your defense fund because, yes, I know you've had to sell one of your places. I know for a fact that, because I demanded to see it, that you're out of money and that you're living paycheck to paycheck and trying to hold on to your home, that they've been terrorizing your wife. And so people need to go to your defense fund, and they need to donate for the First Amendment for America and for us all. CNN, Fox News, they're all having conniption fits because they're all part of the deep state at the top. And they want to hear Stone's statement. They want to misrepresent it. But here he is live. Roger Stone exclusively with us. Only DrudgeReport.com would dare link to actually hear what he has to say. DrudgeReport.com has it top linked. Infowars.com has it top linked. And you better believe later today, during the War Room, you're going to get more exclusives with Roger Stone. But this is the one that counts. We have the entire corporate media trying to take us off the air, trying to silence us, all these Soros-funded lawsuits, battling to shut down InfoWars, battling to destroy Roger Stone because we got Stone elected. I mean, we got President Trump elected. Roger Stone, this operation, our listeners, and that's a fact. So we're being destroyed in slow motion and being lynched by the corporate media who claim that they are actually journalists because they're all part of this system. So, Roger, you have the floor to the real world right now to make the statements. They're encamped at your house. The FBI's put a big tarp up so the helicopters can show it. They're moving in to your home, looking for anything they can. Obviously, there's nothing. This is so historic. So, Roger, world exclusive, your thoughts about what's happening, what's unfolding. Get him back on. And his phone has people calling it boom, 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 boom. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't break into it and cut it off. We've had a lot of that go on. I mean, my phone all the time starts dialing people and going places and doing things. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Okay, Roger is back. Roger, your phone dropped. Roger, the whole world's watching and listening right now. What do you want to tell the world about what's happening with your fake indictment?
Well, first of all, actually, you wouldn't believe the scene I'm looking at outside. There must be 500-600 reporters out there. But we're exclusive here at InfoWars. You know, I predicted for many months that I would be framed on some process charge, that they would find no evidence of Russian collusion or WikiLeaks collaboration, that they would take things that are clearly activities on my part, which are covered by the First Amendment, and try to criminalize them, in essence, criminalizing political activity. What people need to understand is that I am innocent, that the whole Russian collusion investigation is a distraction from the real crimes of the Clintons and the Obamas. But I need people's help more than ever. If they want me to fight, and I intend to fight, to clear my name against these politically motivated charges and these politically motivated prosecutors, I need folks to go to stonedefensefund.com. This is going to be, you know, they project my legal costs to be $2 million. But I intend to fight. I need every patriot to stand with me.
And Roger, I want to be very clear about this. BuzzFeed gets $300 million a year and doesn't have the traffic of InfoWars with our combined network. We sell $40–50 million of product, but it's literally marked down to half cost. So then that's gross $20 million. Well, no, gross 40. Then when we keep 20, then you hire all the crew, pay all the services, pay for the bandwidth, do everything. I'm left with a couple million, and then it literally all goes to lawyers. And so InfoWars needs to be supported. Everyone needs to double down and go buy the products. BuzzFeed gets $300 million pure cash and still loses $100 million a year and just laid off 15%. They're cutting us off because we're popular, because we tell the truth, because we were growing and expanding. Now we're to the point of contracting. So yes, InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, go get products. And yes, Roger, people need to commit now to go get a T-shirt at InfoWarsStore.com, but also to go get a T-shirt at StoneColdTruth.com, to go there and make a donation to your legal defense fund, because when you sell a T-shirt for 20 bucks and only make like $12, $13, that's okay. It's a memento, but straight up donations are what you need. And folks don't know you've already spent over $1 million on your legal fees. I've spent battling these guys and everything they did, and all together now $3 million the last 2 years. I mean, they are literally destroying us, but the listeners have us in their hands. StoneDefenseFund.com. Let's send Mueller and all the rest of them a very strong message that people believe in the press, they believe in America, they wanted people to stand up to Hillary, they wanted people to stand up to the globalists. We won fair and square. They're pissed, and they're sending a message that if populist nationalists try to stand up to the globalist, we will destroy you. But Roger, as you said, you're not going to be intimidated. I'm very proud to know you. I'm honored to know you. You're fun to talk to every day. You're a good friend of mine now that I've known you I met you like 5 years ago, but I've gotten to know you in the last 3 or 3.5. And it's just an amazing thing that we're in together, my friend. And so just talk about again, the pre-dawn raid, your wife, what she's going through. They're moving into your house. We'll show the footage. They've got big tarps going up. I mean, this is just incredible, Roger. There's no doubt they're going in and dropping the phone. All these phones are tapped. I mean, hell, they admit there's taps out on them. So you better believe they are so pissed right now that we're able to talk to Roger. They are so upset that this is going on. 80% chance they're cutting the feed. 20% chance there's so many reporters and so many digital cell phones and so much stuff out there. Now it looks like 1,000 reporters that can also make things drop. You ever been in a huge traffic jam and you notice your phone keeps dropping? Because there's so many people on their phones. Did Roger answer? Keep calling him until you get him. And we'll obviously have Roger as this unfolds throughout the day, but you can hear that his voice is almost gone. He's been up all night long. We have his exclusive statement up on Infowars.com. We'll obviously take the audio and the video of this right now. Roger Stone's exclusive interview, first interview after being released from jail. We're going to post this immediately to Infowars.com to the exclusive first statement from Roger Stone after his arrest. Stone slams Mueller as a rogue prosecutor, sent text message last night, said they're setting me up for the kill. And the last thing he sent me was a meme somebody made of myself, Faith Goldie, and Roger saying the unpersoned, the disappeared. And he said, I think they're going to probably arrest me tomorrow. And I had a long conversation with him yesterday, and I said, how do you know? And he goes, I can just see it. He goes, there's all these puff pieces about how I've been treated bad, and it's kind of mean. And that's the media knowing it's coming. They don't want to look like bad guys after demonizing him. So CNN reporter admits he was waiting outside Roger Stone's house an hour before the arrest. He's still not picking up? Well, this is just driving me absolutely crazy. Well, at least we got the world exclusive, but he had a lot more to add and able to reach out to the president and tell the president what he thinks the president obviously needs to do. And I just got IT just called. They said we're being hit with denial of service attacks. They're definitely denial of service attacks. It's not just traffic. So they're attacking the feeds right now. InfoWars Live. Again, and the cell phone to Grant Smith, his lawyer, cut out repeatedly, and that's not Roger doing that.
Hello, this is Grant Smith.
So that may be again, all the bandwidth being sucked up out of there. I'm going to text Grant, tell him to call us via a landline. I'm going to text Grant right now. Okay. Okay, let's go to Roger Stone. He came outside. Here it is.
Stone is going to speak. He speaks for himself. You know that Roger Stone has always spoken for himself. He's never been shy about telling his story. He is innocent. We're going to defend this case, and we're going to win this case. But let me start out by saying that the spectacle this morning was completely unnecessary. Everyone knows where Roger Stone is. He's not in hiding. The spectacle this morning with a SWAT team breaking into his house.
All right, we got this DVR, and it's live. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the new year is here. And I personally, in the new year, am looking at all the great supplements and products at InfoWarsLife.com and saying, what do I need to take religiously that I'm forgetting to take, that lowers inflammation, that empowers all the cells in the body, that makes me healthier, better stamina, libido, energy? And it's these three babies. It's Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula with 95% curcuminoid. Nobody else can top that. Top of the line in the nation. It's X3 that has all three of the good types of iodine together, including the deep earth crystal iodine. Because some people can't absorb that type, we put a little bit of the other two types and a tiny bit of vitamin C to stabilize it. And then Super Male and Super Female Vitality. Super Male Vitality's been our overall most successful product, neck and neck with Brain Force Plus. But because it's wildcrafted and a proprietary process, we weren't able to get it for long periods of time. And so I made the decision just to discontinue it and try to reformulate. But it's been very, very hard to do. So we're not discontinuing it because it's crap. We're discontinuing it because we can't get it. It may come back in the future, but right now we're just not able to bring it. It's our last run of it. Proprietary, amazing. It's at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Body's Turmeric Formula. And it's supercharged with other key ingredients that supercharge it, bring it to the next level. And then, of course, it's the X3. It's our final run of X2. We've secured the deep earth iodine, but I thought to make a better one with all three types and the vitamin C. So get your X2, get your X3, all at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. And again, have a great New Year as we fight the globalists and restore the republic and freedom to the planet. Thank you all.